Hello, everybody. Hello, Oana.
Hello, Tulin. Happy to be here with you. And thank you for being available to have this meeting, this conversation tonight. Welcome, everyone who is watching us live or later. Yes, so I am Oana Ragalie. I am a regression therapist from Romania. And together with my colleague Monica Puiu and her holistic healing center, Waira Astre, we invited Tulin to join us in Romania and to organize a retreat in our beautiful mountains, combining this ancient wisdom, the shamanic work, with regression techniques in order to bring us more inner power, to find our energy in order to, I don't know, unblock our way and find meaning and purpose in our lives. And before going deeper into the topic of today, how do we use this ancient wisdom to unblock, to overcome our blockages? I just want to say that I'm inspired by Tulin since I've met her a few years ago in the International Congress of Regression Therapy, her being one of the teachers and the founders of the International Association of Regression Therapy. Um, and I've been inspired and admire her because I saw her combining techniques coming from constellation work and shamanic work. And being in her workshop really brought me a lot of uh, clarity about my life, about blockages, my blockages, about how to overcome them, about how to deal with my self doubts. So I understood and I was able to release them and to, to have more inner power and to do my work. So I really feel that I'm on my way now. And that's why I wanted to, to bring her here in Romania and to show her off, to to bring this work and to make it available for more people. So Tulin, please tell us more about yourself and what does this ancient wisdom mean to you?
Yeah, my name is Tülinet Yamaz Şimberg, and I'm from Turkey. I'm from Istanbul and Datça. And as you said, I'm in regression therapy and with the Earth Association almost more than 18 years. And in the regression field, I have an experience 19 years. So when I was working and resolving my problems, my own personal issues with the regression, and I was experiencing a lot of shaman past lives. So it's a kind of healing. And then in our culture, we say that Turks originally, they were coming from Asia and they were shamans. So I was searching what is shamanism. Then I figured out actually it is a way of life. It is being connected with the nature and experiencing the healing of the nature. And all the cultures, even if you look at the Aborigines, Asians, South Africans, Americans, or a lot of shamans in Europe, Estonia, and etc., then I figured out actually they are using quite similar techniques. For example, they are using drum, and those drum or perspective of the life is actually helping us being connected with our own natures. Now, look at you. You are in your concrete house. I'm in my concrete house. We hardly find a forest to go and walk. So we are really away from being connected with the nature. But on the other hand, we are also struggling a lot of personal issues, like it can be maybe illnesses or psychologist illnesses, or we are really rushing everywhere to catch the life. So I was kind of thinking all the time how we can expand our therapy techniques. Then I met with Leo Rufterford and Juanita Puddifoot, and Roger Woolger, my teacher. Roger Woolger was inspiring me a lot. talking about those a lot of ancient wisdom. So when I say ancient wisdom, it is actually was being used in the past, but as we are now in the modern life, how we can also use those techniques or adapt those techniques to our daily life. So especially Corona time, pandemic time was inspiring me a lot. Then because we were stuck, it triggered a lot of issues, personal issues. And so then I started to do periodical sessions to help people, especially what you experience was about finding how can I find my life purpose. But on the other hand, we are sabotaging ourselves a lot. So then it was focusing to find where is my blockage. And also we have a lot of internal resources. Then we were focusing how to find where is my life purpose and how can I go the threshold beyond to approach to my target. But of course, targets all the time can change.
Yes.
But we need to really be being full. So I figured out we don't need to rediscover everything. Actually, the knowledge is there. We just need to connect with that knowledge with a modern perspective. So this was my aim to provide to my colleagues first, but I do a lot of workshops in my country and also other side of the world.
Yes. So you said finding our life purpose, or reaching or doing our life purpose, because I heard many people struggling to stay on a way that gives them purpose and meaning. But as you said, there are inner sabotage. There is inner sabotage, there are inner blockages, there are outside challenges. And I heard many people that it's very difficult for me to stay on my way and to maybe it's too much to pompously said to accomplish my life's mission, but just be on this way that gives me purpose and meaning. So it's the drawing, it's the calling, but at the same time there are stuff that come from within or from the outside that really block us and drive us out of the way. So how are we going to help people, specifically, how are we going to do it in this retreat that we are organizing in Romania in March, using shamanic work, using this ancient wisdom to help them, not be astray from their way.
Yeah. Actually, that wisdom, like Star Maiden Circle, which I learned from my teacher Leo Rutherford, is giving a kind of map. For example, the south is representing our childhood, or when we look at the southeast, it is the place of the ancestors. So in that map, there are it's pointing some issues or directions. We just need to look at it. So when we say inner sabotage, or many people say that I cannot use my full potential, sometimes it is coming from the blockage is coming from our childhood. Sometimes it's coming from our ancestors. Sometimes it's coming from the belief system. Sometimes it's coming that we are actually living somebody else's dreams. So,
exactly.
but we are not looking at it. We are not so much aware actually what is our blockage is coming from. So what we are going to focus, because each direction has a meaning, then with the techniques we will use during that workshop, then everybody will work on themselves, although it's a group work. Everybody will able to work on their personal issues, and we will also, it's the way is that it's also fun. It's not only crying, sad, and etc. We are combined. It's a kind of natural flow. So we will use the healing techniques. We will use the drum to start our imagination in the brain, because when you are drumming 220 beats per minute, it puts our brain directly to the alpha state, which is our dreaming state. That means that we will not sleeping, but we will be fully aware, and we will connect with our inner, I call it inner Google. So then it is actually, we will focus on daily issues, and also we will focus to find resources to resolve them, and everybody will able to also connect with their own symbolism, because our unconsciousness has its own language. So everybody also will discover how they cannot connect with themselves. Maybe they are not aware of many sides of our resources, or sometimes we are afraid of to contact with those resources. So we will go to the also reason for it. And the beautiful thing is that we will be in the beautiful nature of Romania, and also we will do it as a group exercise. Sometimes I say that with your own motivation, maybe you can go 10 meters, but with the group motivation, you can expand that even more. Of course, everybody is different. Some people maybe need more longer process. Maybe some people already ready to face it. Maybe sometimes it's facing that you are not ready. It is also something. So it is really a beautiful self-realization, and you will meet with your personal self, core self, in another perspective. Because I have a lot of knowledge in therapy work, and so that group work will also expand us to healing, bring the healing from the nature. That's the beautiful thing.
So what I'm hearing is that people can experiment. Okay, what do I want to accomplish? What stands in my way? And then to easily go, back in time and find out where does it come from my childhood, from my lineage, from my mother, from my father, from my ancestors, or even from past lives. And we go there, and in a gentle and using the group power and the mountains power, we deal with those, we address those blockages, those limiting beliefs, right? Those things that are,
and also what we will do, and we will use the trance dance. For example, whenever you go, every culture with the celebrations or the rituals, they were using the movement, energy of the movement. So you will not only laying down and just journeying or discovering your problems and etc. No, we will do trance dance to kind of, we will use the movement, and also we will do some body work, and also we will do journeys to bring our fragmented energy parts. But in the ancient wisdom, the shaman was the healer, and shaman was journeying and finding those energetical parts, bringing and blowing to the person. But now what we see, everybody has to do their own work. There is no somebody doing it on behalf of you.
Which is empowering in itself, because you don't, wait for the salvation from the outside, but you find the resources in you to deal with your problems.
What I see that if somebody tells you, or if somebody else brings you that answers outside, we have a saying in Turkish, it comes from one ear and goes out from the other.
Yeah, we have the same, yes.
The thing is, when you experience yourself, it's changing that neurological paths in your brain. So the brain makes reconnections. So you are actually changing the neurological system. With the biology and genetics and etc. and neurology, we can now detect those. And so what we are not only doing it for fun and etc. or just only the psychological thing. Actually, we are changing all the neurological connections in the brain. And as you know from your own practice, to remembering something happened in the past, or by imagining something, the same place of the brain is working. Yes. So for the brain, it doesn't matter it is really happening or it is real or not, the brain is taking it real. So yes. When we do a lot of imaginary work and reframing work, we are also kind of opening new possibilities for our brain. Otherwise, we just stuck in the trauma and we are repeating the same themes as all the time. But now, what I find the beauty is, it is when you see it, when you are experiencing it, it's changing the system within us. Then it is belong to us. So then we own the responsibility of the healing ourselves. That's why maybe thousands of years ago, one, I would say, the wisdom person, man or woman, was responsible from the whole health of the tribe. Mm-hmm. But now, let's imagine it is a big tribe of the humanity. And now we are ourselves responsible to heal ourselves. And so, of course, it brings responsibility, but the growing up is the actually matter of the taking the responsibility. So what we can do, we can use the ancient ways, ancient maps, but to heal the life today. And what I do, I also teach people how they can use those techniques also later themselves. It is so I don't say that it is only my technique. No, it is not mine. But because of my regression therapist experience, I modify it. Then it is a kind of my harmonization of the way. But I also teach people how they can use those techniques later on for their, whenever they have some issues which they can resolve, they can use it. But of course, not all the issues can be resolved just ourselves. Then we need professional help. But so we will also discuss what is actually doable by us, or which is we need to get help from the others.
So you are providing hands-on tools that people can take, home with them in their pockets after they leave the group, they leave the setting, they leave you, and they can use whenever they need it. Which is quite important.
That I'm originally engineer. I like the mechanism how those techniques are working. So I like to also share with people how actually it is working in our psyche, or what is which place in our system it's actually affected. So I like to give a lot of nice information for people to feed their mind, but I'm also kind of fan of grounded spirituality, because we don't need to go and fly so far away. Spirituality is actually here. So we are kind of experiencing in the body, in the material world, but we need to increase the connection with our own soul being. So why don't we do it in a, also the map is already there. Why don't we use those map? But of course, all the time the map is not showing the real land. So of course, the life itself has its own dynamics. But when we know some clues, some tips, so it can make our life much easier.
Mm-hmm. I love this, what you said about grounded spirituality, because, you know, sometimes shamanism, people can mistake it by, you know, so doing something magical or out of this world, or, you know, it's not hands-on. But what I'm hearing and what we are usually doing, even in regression, is feeling it and bringing it in the body. And I love that you are saying that you also prefer to, you know, to explain things and give structure and give meaning, because we also need to understand people and the mind, the things, and the mind is curious. And yes, of course, I also love to see how things work and why are this or that.
I want to clarify one thing. I'm not a shaman. And this is not a kind of teaching you to be a shaman.
Yes.
Because this is a kind of, we are the people using the techniques, and we are the people that we learn something and we teach what we learn and what we get benefit from it. It was helping to me, and I saw that it is also helping so many people. So I want to spread this knowledge. So of course, when you go to Peru, when you go to the Asia, or I was last week in Vietnam, then I met with the people, their grandparents are shaman. So it is different. We are just learning the techniques and how to adapt to this modern life. So I'm not a shaman or using black magic and etc. But you know, the energy work needs responsibility. That's why we need to limit it. And so there are so many very nice way of it, but we are not really, teaching to make magic and etc. But during your experience, you can face those energies. But as regression therapists, we have different ways to deal with it. So people, they don't need to worry or afraid about it. That's why I say grounded spirituality, because we know our limits. We just use those map, the knowledge, in a modernized way. That's why it is totally different than when you go to the shaman in Peru or somewhere else. No, I want to really clarify that. Actually, that's why I use my regression therapy knowledge and etc. It's harmonized with it. That's why it is quite safe with this way.
So it is going to be working to unlock our inner Google, as you said, to find our inner power and to use it in our practical day-to-day life, as simple as that. So it's for people who just want to, you know, to be more conscious, to be more free of their blockages and challenges and more empowered, right?
Yes, that's true. And it's that healing will come from inside. And the answers also will come from the inside. I will not give the answers or somebody else from the outside. That's the beauty. I say that shamanic work is direct connection with your higher being. So there is nobody interfering to it. But sometimes it is covered with the symbols. Then I will help people how they can resolve, as a kind of peeling the onion. You just peel one layer and then the layer comes out. So actually, my function will be a kind of helping people how they can find the meaning of their own symbolism.
So guide and then a translator of the symbolism.
And you will be translating for Romanian colleagues. Then in our workshop, it will be English and Romanian. So it is actually open for English-speaking people and also for our Romanian participants.
Yes, yes. And speaking about symbolism, just maybe one of the final questions: how will we be working with power animals?
Yes, actually, power animals are representing its or inner resources. Let's say that an eagle show up as your power animal. What is the function of the eagle? The characteristics. Eagle, it's fly so high, and it's a kind of brings you a kind of higher overview. And also, eagle is the king of the sky, and that means also the eagle, the only animal, can look at the sun directly perpendicular. So the sun is representing the truth. Sometimes maybe you need to really look at the truth directly. Then an eagle can help you to see the truth. What is the truth in your life? Let's say that an owl show up. The owl sees in dark. Let's say that in your life you are stuck and you cannot see what's in front of you. You are lost. Maybe an owl can help you to see in the dark, because also the owl can turn almost 300 degrees, all direction. And sometimes owl is representing the knowledge. Then you see it's so many universities using that symbol in their logos. That means also maybe you need to bring some inner wisdom, inner knowledge, inner knowing. So we will kind of peel those resources, will show itself. Then you will kind of ask, oh, what kind of abilities and talents you brought to me, and how can I use in this life? So we will use like journeying to the lower world, journeying to the upper world. Journeying lower world is actually action. Let's say that you are ill, and the action means, what can I do for my illness? What will be the steps? But if we say that, oh, what am I learning from that illness, is the question of the journeying to the upper world. So that's kind of symbols will come. Let's say you receive a kind of a key. Then what this key means, or actually maybe it will be kind of, the key is for your heart. Maybe you are struggling with relationships. Maybe you just block yourself. And then those kind of symbols maybe will give you more inner sense what to do. So the key is the symbol. When you say it is key of your heart, maybe you will figure that, oh, I just kind of that I'm frozen in life. Maybe because of my fears and past traumas, maybe I block myself and my heart is kind of closed. So then you expect somebody will come to your life and etc., but there is actually no space to enter. Yes. So those kind of, I can give those kind of realizations people can receive. So we will use those symbols as well.
Hearing you speak, I can only imagine the richness of experiences that we are going to have in those 2.5 days in the mountains. And of course, our intention is to continue these talks and what we are going to do, and discuss about other elements that you are going to bring there for our benefit. So we will probably meet again at the end of January to talk about the other stuff like the fire, the soul retriever. Yes. Very interesting.
We will do some also rituals we will use the power of the rituals. Maybe next time we can talk about what those are, purpose of those rituals.
Exactly. Yeah. And what do they bring us? What's in it for me? Because this is what I would like to know as a participant. So stay tuned because we will be live again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Talking about this, yes. And just to remind that the retreat that we are talking about, when Tulin will be joining us in Romania, in the mountains, in Bran, is going to be in March, in the weekend of 14, 15, and 16 of March. Yeah, and you will find more details. I guess we can leave a link under the recording of this live, so people can find out more information there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having you here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and I'm sure that we can do our life more easier with the power of being reconnected again. So thank you, and
thank you.
See you. And end of January or February, we will be meeting again.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.